everyone, it's Carissa at Sprinkled with Glitter, and I am here with a Christmas card project for you today. It's the time of the year when we can start thinking about making some extra cards for that Christmas season for neighbors or friends or whatever, or teachers. That's a big one in our house. So I'm going to do a very easy card project, but I'm going to add a little bit of fun to the die cut that I'm going to use. So I'm going to be using this Circle Fusion 1 background from Impression Obsession. And so I'll go ahead and open this up. And I'm going to set these, I'm going to be using washi tape, set those aside. And I have my white card base already pre-scored. And so I'll fold that in half here because I'm going to be stamping this background on the back of my card. I'm actually going to be using this Going Gray ink from Stampin' Up! And it has been retired, but if you could find a soft gray, or maybe you have a dark gray and you can stamp it off first and use it, you could probably get the same effect. So I am going to ink this up with the Going Gray ink. And I'm just going to make sure I get a good covering. My card I'm actually going to have open like this. So I'm going to put this on here and I'll lay it down. It really doesn't matter actually with this background which way I lay the card. It's going to all end up the same. I'm just going to take this piece of scratch paper and rub all over to press that ink into the cardstock. This is just to create a little bit of texture on this card base and just add a little bit of interest. So, ooh, I love that. Love that. I missed a spot there, but that's okay. I'm actually going to clean this off. So I'm just cleaning this off, and you can let it dry for a second to get all the extra moisture off, or I sometimes just take it down to my jeans and can just dry it off using that. And I'm going to use this red piece of cardstock here and this Color Box pigment ink in Frost White. I'm just going to ink up the stamp again. And I'm going to stamp this piece of red cardstock, onto this background stamp again. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to lift this up so I lift it straight up and don't smudge. Ooh, that is so cool. So there's that. And the frost or the pigment ink will smear if you don't leave it alone. So I'm going to actually set it aside to dry, or you could hit it with your heat tool if you want, but I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to be die cutting something out of that in just a minute. And I'm going to take this washi tape here. Now these two washi tapes are from, and I do have a mess on my hands from that ink, so I'm just going to wipe my hands off. These two inks, or these two washi tapes, are from Recollections. They're a Michaels brand. And this one is from the Smashbook. So I'm just going to lay these on here in different lengths. So I'll just create my torn edge there. And I'll kind of come out, let's see, let's get this all straight here, put it on my grid mat. Tear off a piece bigger than what I need, and then I can kind of play with it. I'm going to leave it hanging off for now just so that I make sure that I get everything how I want it. And then I'll put the black and white polka dot underneath there. And then I'm going to use this green. Just going to tear a little more of that off rather than adjusting the whole thing. And then I'll put the green just down here at the bottom. Or maybe I'll overlap the two. That's what I'll do. I'm going to put the green kind of overlapping the two that I have here. And you can, it's kind of cool because you can see through. So we'll just have that, and then we'll tear these off. There. And then I'm going to use this Paper Tray Ink Wonderful Words Holiday Die Collection. And I am going to use the word Merry. see this die here, and I'm going to die cut this paper using that. So I'll run it through my die cut machine real quick. So here's what that turned out like. And I'm gonna do a little bit of playing with this die cut now. So I'm gonna bring in a piece of scratch paper here because I know I'm gonna need it. And I'm going to get my Versamark ink pad. I'm going to coat this with my Versamark. And then I'm going to bring in, this is ultra thick embossing powder or ultra thick embossing enamel. You may have heard it called. Actually, I'll hold it with my tweezers. So here is that piece all done, and it's very, very dimensional and very glossy looking, and the tweezer method worked best. So I am going to go ahead and mount this on my card, and it's actually going to go right up here. So I'm going to use some dimensional adhesive for that. Okay, so I've just added that there, and then I'm going to bring in these letters from Cosmo Cricket, and I'm just going to add the word Christmas along the bottom of this. And I don't know that I'm going to be so careful to make them perfectly straight. I'm just going to see what happens as I add them. Okay, so I have my word Christmas laid down there in my little alphabet, and I've gone ahead and in advance I took this bright green button that kind of matches this washi tape here, and I've threaded it with some black twine. This is the charcoal twine from the Twinery, and I am going to put that right here to the side. I'll put that right on the card front there. And then just to finish this card off, I'm going to use my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, and I'm going to round just this top corner up here. Okay, and there is my card today. It's pretty simple. I just had to get the whole ultra thick embossing enamel thing figured out on the best way to kind of hold that in place while I was coating that. You could also achieve the same effect with glossy accents. You could coat the entire word with glossy accents. And if you wanted to mass produce this card and maybe make it a little bit more simple, you could maybe use a stamp down here or a printed little strip maybe that you could pre-create on your computer or something like that. Or maybe you could skip the embossing step on this, and that would make it very fast and easy to mass produce, especially since this is all washi tape down here. There's not a lot of cutting or anything like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you need any information about the supplies used on this card or any of the cards on my channel or blog, just head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.